There we go. Okay. It's that girl Leo. What? They go, oh my God. Minutes until we are live. Make sure that you like, share, follow, invite the followers, invite your friends, your dogs, your cats, your mom, your daddy, and your uncle Billy Ray, Tyrone, and Billy and them. Greetings and salutations to everybody logging on and keeping it locked with LaWanda, aka Neo to the Queen, baby. What's good, Kathisia and Lucretia? What up, though? Y'all know it's about to go down in the building at 5 o'clock, baby. CST time. All right, it is 5 o'clock, honey, and you are keeping it locked with LaWanda, aka Leo to the Queen, baby. We are here for Set It Off Sunday with the topic, no means no. You just rate me. So now, if y'all want to keep it locked, you want to tune in, you want to call in at the open call time, you definitely want to call the number 254-300-1252. Again, for you challenged individuals, that number is 254-300-1252. I'm pressing. Here. I'm pressing. Oh, okay. All right. So I want to go ahead and let you know I do have some special guests in the building, but before we get to them, I want to give a shout out to Mario Cochran and Zimbri Cruz as they have prior engagements, so they will not be here with your girl Neo Queen. So I am going to be rocking it solo, but that's okay. Make sure that you are logging in. Make sure get on our That's What's Up on K254 Radio Facebook page. When you like and follow and share, you will be notified when we do go live every Sunday at 5. Make sure you can, if you don't want to listen to the live feed, you can actually go through live365.com and you can just listen in. But when you want to call in, once again, I have to give you that number just in case, 254-300-1252. So I'm going to go ahead and move forward with my announcements. Now today, it is the Leo and Virgo shout outs for birthdays, honey. Let me give y'all a hand clap of that, yeah. Okay. It is you? What's it? It's mine. It's mine. This is supposed to be. Anyway, so we got Larry August the 18th. We got Victoria August the 13th. Kiana has a birthday August 9th. Dwayne Wilkerson has a birthday August 12th. And we got Tiffany Washington with a birthday on August 25th. So happy birthday, darlings and boos. Happy birthday to you. That's all y'all getting. I can't give it all to you at one time. So then we have also, so make sure, because we have August 18th, we have the Summer Fun Adult Swim at the Summer Fun USA in Belton. And that's going to be on the 18th. Again, it's 8 to 12 p.m. So for those of you who missed out on that, you did miss a good time because it was lit. They had line dancing, they had alcohol, they had just swimming and just having a good time. There was no drama for the most part. You know, I had to add that most part in there. But also, we got Showtime at the Apollo. It's also on August 18th. The doors open at 6 and the show will start at 7. Now, they are still looking for talent. So if you are a comedian, you are an artist where you sing, you do poetry, if you're a dancer, they are looking for you. So I'm going to put that link on our page so that y'all make sure that if you are interested in performing in that event on the 18th, that you do reach out to Unique the Comedian. We also have the Family Fun Fest on September 1st and 2nd. Now that's going to be at the Steelhouse Hollow Lake. So if you can't swim, I suggest you have a life vest, a floaty, whatever you have to use to stay afloat. Because if you can't swim and I gotta save you, we all gonna die. I'm just saying. So charge to the game, not my heart. My heart is in the right place. Okay, and that is it for our announcements. Oh, one more thing. Make sure we are still looking for vendors and artists at the September 1st and 2nd Family Fun Fest. It is an artist competition, so if you about that life and you feel like you have what it takes, definitely reach out to k254radio.com. Send them an email and let them know you are interested for vendors. You also want to go ahead and get locked in for that event. Again, that's the Family Fun Fest at the Steelhouse Hollow Lake on September 1st and 2nd. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and bring up our special guest. We're going to bring up our special guest now. Y'all seen her before. She hasn't been here just once, just twice, 3 times, baby. You got Lisa Hartman in the building. What up, though?
Hello, hello.
Yes, honey. And we also have, y'all may know him as Larry. I know him as Bay. It is what's Bay. But this is Mr. Budget Fly. What up, though, Larry? Come on and tell the people, hey.
Hey, what's good?
Or y'all go ahead. If y'all have any August, Leo, Virgo shout-outs that I want to give out?
I don't. Do you, Larry?
Shout out to Mark Warren Jr., shout out to Rodriguez, shout out to Terrell Brown, August 10th, shout out to my homeboy Terrell White, August 18th, shout out to myself, August 18th, shout out to my little sister Faith, August 22nd. There's a lot of August babies in the house.
That's a lot of birthdays.
That is. And he said Rodriguez, so I'm wondering if Rodriguez, there's a lot of people with the last name Rodriguez.
Rodriguez won, now that's his first name. His first name is Rodriguez.
Okay, I'm going to need you to tag him so you know he's talking about you and
Rodriguez
not Rodriguez from the Bronx or somewhere.
August 18th, you know what I mean? August 18th, baby.
Yes, yes. So, how was y'all's weekend, or week, rather?
Week was stressful. A lot of work out in the hot, hot sun. As you all know, that I'm a tank mechanic, so I spend the majority of my day in the sun working on tanks.
Wait, you got female mechanics? Wait a minute. Oh, listen, y'all been not sleep on these female mechanics though, for real. Now, anytime that we are out and about and they are fixing, we got Victoria, and they're fixing on the vehicle, there's always a man that will stop and ask, do y'all know what y'all doing?
Hey, they know what they
Man,
doing.
Did you call your husband?
They cuss them out like nobody's business. Now, I get a little embarrassed and stuff like that, but I applaud any independent woman who knows how to do the things around the house or fix on the car. That's what's up. That's what's up for real.
So,
What about you, Larry? How was your week? I can't even hear you.
Long hours at work.
He's got the working man blues.
And that's what's up. That's what's up. Now, as far as my week, what did I do? I spent a lot of time with my grandbabies. And I'm going to give a shout out to Amari, to Melanie J. and Deuce. And I call him Fat Juicy because he's as fat as he can be. Yes, honey. Yeah. So, now the topic of the week, for those of you who are tuning in, it is no means no, or you rate me. So we want to get into that topic. We're going to have open dialogue. And just to put that disclaimer out, we are in no way speaking for everybody. This is our personal opinion, perception, interpretation of this topic. But once again, if you do want to call in during open call times, and I will let you know when that is, the number is 254-300-1252. Again, that number is 254-300-1252. So we're going to go ahead and start that topic. Now, let me ask y'all this question, okay? And I need y'all to think about it. before you answer. That way you have clarity on what I'm asking, okay? So, does no mean no if a person starts having sex and then changes their mind, and even if it's after penetration? Does no still mean no, or is there mixed messages? What do you think?
Anytime a woman or a man tells you no, they don't want to participate anymore, if you don't stop, the rest of that is unconsensual sex and it's rape.
Okay, what do you think?
No means no. You know, telling a man if I'm me and she say no, I'm gonna stop her and be like, you sure? If she like no, then you know, gotta stop doing what I'm doing. I ain't gonna keep going, man. You keep going, you trying to go to jail.
Okay, well let me paint a picture for you. Okay, so say you both are home alone, or say the female is over the man's house, right? And they're vibing, they're chilling, maybe be drinking, just having a good time. And then the guy starts to, you know, grope the woman, feel on her or whatever. And she's really not feeling that because they're friends or whatever. But he consistently just keeps on touching her. And since she's decided, you know, I don't want to fight this man because I don't want him to hit me in my face or whatever, so I don't even fight him at this point. Is that still a no because she has stopped fighting him? Does that mean he should take it as, okay, she's okay with it, it's not that bad?
When she start fighting, that's no. When she say no, that's no. It's
You
no.
don't have to verbalize no for it to be
Body
held up in
language
court
say
as
no.
that was rape.
So, you know, sometimes the man thinks, well, depending on the way she dresses, she has a dress on, so clearly she wants this.
Oh my
She
God.
didn't say no at that time. Does it still mean that that's no?
Just because she got on the dress,
That's not bad.
just because she got on the dress don't mean come get me.
So, yeah.
It's like this. If a woman, just say for instance, you looking at a female, she got on a short skirt or whatever, you like what you see. You approach what you like. Now, once you approach her, she turn you down, then, hey, look, you just got turned down.
Take that out.
Yeah, you don't about
Take
your
that out.
business. It ain't no use getting your feeling because you got turned down, you got turned down. It just, hey, it ain't your time.
Okay. All right. So is there a manner to which she should say no? Because, you know, sometimes girls will be like, oh, no. And they'll laugh.
Okay, let me address that. So, no matter if you're with a girl or a guy, again, and they say no, but you think they're saying it in a playful way, that means, okay, go ahead, I'm not really serious about my no. It doesn't matter. However it is verbalized to you, giggling or playfully saying no, it's a no, and just stop. And if she wants to go further, then she needs to say, okay, let's go further, or he needs to say, okay, let's go further.
So it doesn't matter about the manner to which she says no.
So let me ask you a question. So, we tongue kissing. I'm
Tongue kissing?
Woo!
Listen, we tongue kissing. I'm funning with you.
Okay.
You saying no, but you still engaging kissing to me. You understand what I'm saying?
So you saying
I don't
if
consider
she's
that
saying
as rape
no,
because you
okay,
still
then-
engaging in what's going on.
No, she's
But
okay.
now, if I start funneling, we kissing, I start funneling with you, you say no, and you back up off me, and instead of forcing myself, then therefore I'm forcing myself on you, which could be considered rape. But if I'm not forcing myself on you, if I'm instead of funneling with you and you saying no, but you still engaging and kissing me, then to me, you want this.
No, that she's telling you, get your hands off me. Your mouth is okay. We're kissing, and kissing is fine. That's all I want to do.
It's when you start moving forward. But is there a certain manner to which she should say? Is there a number of times? Does she have to say it
One
once?
time.
Is it twice?
One
What
time
time?
should be enough.
So you're saying that if you're in the bowels of making out or whatever,
Listen, I can
and she said no, you're gonna stop that first time.
like I said, I'm gonna finish that screw.
Listen, if you finish the
Surely.
stroke, if she said no and you continue
Listen.
on,
Listen to what I'm saying.
As soon as that no
If
comes out,
if
you're
I'm
done.
pulling out, and you say no, once I get in, I'm gonna just fall all the way, and I'm gonna just look at you and be like, you see?
you're gonna fall. What?
You're going to fall behind some bars.
Listen, get what I'm saying? I'm already in, so I'm not really considered at first. I'm just going all the way back in, I'm gonna look at you and be like, are you for real? You say yeah? I'm gonna pull on right on. I just go about my business. I might be mad or upset. I might be like, I ain't fucking with you no more or whatever, but it is what it is. I'm not gonna continue because it ain't working for me.
let me
It
tell
ain't
you.
the choice.
So the myth is, if a victim of sexual assault does not fight back, they must have thought the assault was not that bad or they wanted it. The fact is, many survivors experience tonic immobility or a freeze response during an assault,
Right.
where they physically cannot move or
Right.
speak. So
They're
just
paralyzed.
because she's not necessarily fighting you off, she's scared at this point. They actually call that, and this is how
Understood.
you
If
get
she
messed
say
up.
no, then hey, no.
Okay, all right. Now, should it matter how somebody's dressed? You know, it's summertime. People trying to be summertime fine.
No,
It's over.
because-
It's like hell hot outside. So if she have on short shorts, her boobs are all out. Is that an invitation for
Nope.
you to go grope her or touch her?
I'm
and
not gonna
eat
say
her?
that's an invitation for you to go broke or go touch her, but if you see that and that's what you like, you might approach that.
Right, because a
But-
dude can be walking around with no shirt on. That doesn't give me any right to run up and say, "Oh well, then I guess I could take this too." And start
Exactly.
But
doing
he's
his
saying,
dance.
Larry
No.
is saying that it makes
No,
no sense because
no,
you dress
what
that
I'm
way, so
saying-
that means you
No,
want
I think he's saying it's okay for you to go up and
what
talk
I'm
to
saying
her.
is if I'm attracted to that, then I see it, I'm gonna say something to you.
Why you just can't control yourself? Maybe if she's looking for
Because-
attention, you can look and just keep it moving. It's like when
Listen,
you listen. It's
if-
like
if
when you
she
use the
looking for
bathroom.
attention, if
When
you
you
look-
get off the pot, you look flush and keep it moving. You don't have to stop and say anything.
But listen, it's different when you dealing with. It's different when you dealing with men and women and hormones because if you enticing, you probably already. First of all, you probably already look good and I've been looking at you. But now you showing me certain things. So now I'm gonna say something to you. If you feeling what I'm saying to you, then I'm gonna try to talk to you. That don't mean you saying, yeah, touch me or anything like that, follow me or anything like that. That just give me conversation. But if you tell me no, then it is what it is.
Okay.
But I'm not gonna not try to holler.
So go ahead.
Can I read something from the Bureau of Justice? Their definition of rape: forced sexual intercourse, including both psychological coercion as well as physical force. Forced sexual intercourse means penetration by the offender or offenders, includes attempted rapes, male as well as female victims, in both heterosexual and same-sex rape. Attempted rape includes verbal threats of rape as well.
Exactly. And I also let me see. Now let me ask y'all, because this boggles my mind. Do you think that men being so quick to approach a female or touch a female or even violate their personal space, even if you touch my arm and I didn't consent for you to touch my arm, do you think it depends on how much a man respects women in general, and if that's why they find it so easy to come and do those things to women?
To invade your
Do
space.
you think it has anything to do with respect and value of a woman?
Some men just have that confidence about themselves.
Oh, because you're confident, that means you can
No.
come touch me, type.
Some guys just have, they don't, it's not like, look, we come to approach you in a negative way or anything. I just got that confidence where I can come up, I can rub your arm, I can get your attention, I can talk to you.
You don't have to touch me to get my attention.
But though, if you never had that done to you and I do that, that might be something that fool your mind.
What?
Yeah, she said, what?
Say what now?
See your,
No, explain that, because if you come and touch me,
okay,
I don't
listen.
care how I'm dressed,
Okay.
I don't care how I'm dressed. If you come and touch me, ask my permission, can you touch me? You don't have to touch
Listen.
somebody and speak to them. You can just say, excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me, ma'am. How you doing? My name is such and such. You can just introduce yourself. No touching.
I think what he's referring to is when you have worked at a company for a
Flirtatious
while and you
touching.
know the people in your office, like you've known them for a
Flirtatious
while,
touching.
and a guy comes up to you that you work with and he's like, hey, LaWanda, about these, whatever
rub
you're
your
talking
arm.
about, your
You don't
documents.
have to touch me.
Right.
I don't care how long I've been knowing you.
Right.
Because a lot of rapes happen by people you know.
Mhm.
They're friends.
That's the
it's a
biggest
family
percentage of
member.
rape.
And so
Yeah.
that's why don't touch. The easiest way to stay out of trouble is don't touch nobody.
Right.
Keep your hands to yourself.
And
That's
ask
a thing.
them,
But
can I put my hand on your shoulder? Like we had to do in the Army. Hey, your collar's messed up. Is it okay if I fix your collar?
There it is.
Your headgear is
That's
messed up.
like-
Can I touch your headgear?
that's like sometimes when female talk to guys, they go on guys indulging certain things, and when the guys don't indulge them, they be like, dang, he's scared of whatever. And when the guy do have the confidence to come up and just touch you, it's not like he trying to rape you or nothing. It's just like, hey, look, I come rub you on your arm. Hey, how you doing today, little lady?
It's,
You know what I mean? If you take it as offensive, if you let me know you took it offensive, then I won't touch you like that.
Some
But
women aren't
if you-
mouthy. Some
but-
women won't say, what are you doing? I am. Like, if I'm not comfortable in that situation, you damn right. I'm going to turn and look at you and be like, get your damn
That's
hand
right,
off
though.
me.
If you're not comfortable in that situation. But if you're comfortable in that situation, you're going to stay there and you're going to smile. Especially if you're attracted to the guy.
Keep your hands to yourself.
If
Okay.
you're attracted, man, you can't tell. A woman can't tell me if she's attracted to a guy, he come up and roll her arm and go in the conversation with her, she just going to turn him down.
That's what gives those mixed messages when you have some
But I'm
women who
saying-
are okay with that and some
No,
women who are
it's
not.
not.
But the easiest thing to do if you keep your hands to yourself, you won't have a
You won't
problem.
be caught in that
But
situation.
okay, let me move
I
on to the next point.
understand that,
Let me move on to
but-
the next point. Okay, so if women did the things that men do, like the ooh baby, you sure look good in them pants, or you sure look good in that muscle shirt. Ooh baby, can I have your number? Can I take you home? Can I knock you down?
We like
How would
that.
y'all feel?
We like that.
I don't
No,
think all men like that.
no,
I don't think all men like that.
Because we talked about this at work the other day. Me and two other girls that I worked with, we talked about how awkward guys become when you give them
women are
compliments
aggressive.
like
Mhm.
like this. I really like how your pants fit. I like how tight that shirt is on your chest. They're like, thanks.
Because
They
that's
really
not the
know.
norm. That's not the norm.
It's
So
not
it's
the norm.
weird. Okay.
Listen, you give me a compliment on how I'm dressed. Thank you.
Not all men are gonna feel that way. I mean, it just depends on the person. But the fact is, the perpetrator selects the victim. So the victim's behavior or clothing choices do not mean that they are consenting to any sexual activity.
True.
So you just want to be mindful of what you're putting out there. Keep your hands to yourself to avoid any type of misunderstanding. You may think it's fine, but that doesn't mean I think it's okay.
True. But, like I said, if I touch you in a flirty way and you say no, then hey, it is what it is. I never do that no more.
All right.
But though, I'm still gonna get that first initial try, cause if I don't get that first initial try, I might let you slip through my fingers and go to the other man.
All right, well, let them slip.
Can I read you a
Keep yourself.
fact?
Go ahead.
Okay. There's an average of 293,000 victims ages 12 or older of rape and sexual assault each year in the U.S. This means that one sexual assault or rape occurs every 107 seconds.
That's a lot of rape.
12.
That's a lot of sexual assault.
And you know it goes lower than that in age, too.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. So this is gonna be the doozy because this is a taboo situation, and the question is, can men be raped?
Yes.
What do you think, Larry?
Yes, a man can be raped,
Now,
but
but
I also
If you were less
think that if a woman rape a man, listen, if a woman trying to rape me,
Listen.
if I don't want it, I'm not gonna stand up. If I want it, I'm gonna get right.
so you're saying there's
I don't think a man. The only way I think the only way a man can be raped by a female is if she take him and she penetrate him. But if you just force him to have, if a man get, I feel like if a man get up, he wanna have sex.
yeah, yeah, okay. I'm really curious because there are some cases where a man was kidnapped, right? He was abducted, and the woman tried to seduce him, and she said that she was pregnant in an effort to so he won't be violent or he wouldn't try to fight her. So after that ordeal was over, he did go ahead and have sex with her. But after that ordeal was over, he went and reported it as a rape. Do you think that in that case where a woman says she's pregnant and so you don't want to fight, you don't want her the baby, and you have sex with this woman based off of that, does that still constitute that as rape?
At any point he said he didn't want to do it, that's rape.
My thing is this: if a man erupts, our eruption is a chemical balance. It got to be something we want to do. It got to be something that make us get an erection. If you got a gun in my head telling me to get up, I ain't gonna get up. My mind ain't thinking up.
So I'm curious though, since you said
So-
that. So can you control your manhood or you can't control it?
It's like this. If it's something you want or something that entices you, if it's something that got your attention or something you done thought about, then you might get a rock, but you can still control yourself and not to do it. But if a person is trying to actually force you, like with a gun, I don't know damn guy, if you got a gun to his head, his skin's gonna get hard. I don't know.
Well, so how do you?
That's just me.
Why is it unbelievable to even conceive that a man could be raped? If what you say is
it's
true,
it's not unbelievable that a man can be raped. Or like I say, penetration of the anus is
okay, we're talking about first we're talking about a woman to a man.
But I don't think, this is how I think. If a woman take advantage of a man, first thing that man gonna do, he gonna pick his phone up, call the whole bunch, be like, hey man, guess what happened to me? Boy, she took advantage of me.
Don't brag about it.
You damn right. It ain't no shit. And we hoping it go down again. Cause probably comes on a little bit, probably a little kiki to us.
But see, some people are into that.
But yes, some people are. But for a person to stick a gun to our head and we get an arrest,
so you better do it or I'm gonna kill you. Okay, let me give you a scenario. Okay, so say, and I'm gonna give you two. Say the woman is very attractive, right? And she comes up to you and says, you're gonna either have sex with me right now. Let's go to this hotel room and you have sex with me, or I'm gonna abduct you and you're gonna end up having sex with me anyway. So take your pick.
First of all, if a woman come up and tell me, look, I'm finna either abduct you, you either finna go have sex with me or I'm gonna kidnap you and you gonna have sex with me.
Yeah.
Okay, if I decide to go with her and have sex, when I go with her, I already know I wanna have sex anyway. That's why I'm going with her. Because I wanna go have sex, that's why I'm going with her. Now, for her kidnapping me, telling me she gonna do something, if I'm being kidnapped for getting my will, you ain't gonna be able to make me get up on my mind, ain't up.
So why do you think that there are rape cases out there with men against women where the man has been raped by the woman? The woman she's been convicted because she raped the man. If what you're saying is true,
what I'm saying,
finish, sir. If what you're saying is true, that if a man doesn't want it, he won't get hard, then how can a woman be convicted of rape if this man can't get hard? What you say is true?
I don't know.
I think it's hard. Is it hard for you to answer because you've never been in that situation?
Listen, I'm telling you real situations that I know. I don't know about no other me. I know about me.
Right.
If I'm in a situation and you say the wrong thing, I'm out of the infection gone. He like the fuck. He out of there. So I know if you got a gun in my head, it ain't gonna go down. But now, like I said, if it's something that I wanna do, then it gonna go down because that's something I wanna do.
So you don't. So I asked and Larry's my husband. I asked him, if a woman came up to you and said, you either have sex with me by your own free will, or I'm gonna kill you, or I'm gonna kill your wife, what would you do? He said, I guess one of you gonna be dead.
She might be dead.
Look at that. He said he was gonna let me die.
I love her, but ain't no.
Have sex with this woman against his will.
Listen, I love you, but ain't no use me telling you no lie. She got a gun in my head that cause my mind is not thinking about I'm not thinking about no satisfaction. I'm trying to think about what the hell, why you got this damn gun in my head.
Wait a minute, satisfaction, what?
Listen.
Wait, so you just gonna let me die?
My mind ain't gonna be there.
I'm sorry.
I can try, but my mind ain't gonna be there.
That's kind of messed up. Okay. Let me give you another scenario. Say you live with someone. Say you're getting ready to be a roommate with this person. It's like, okay, I'm not gonna charge you to live here, but on occasion, I want to be able to have sex with you. That's the only way I'm gonna let you live here. What would you do? And for you too, for a man, if you're gonna be roommates with a man, and say he doesn't even say anything about sex, and then 3 months after living with him, he's knocking on your door one morning or one night. It's like, okay, you lived here for 3 months.
Oh no. Let me tell you real quick. Homeboy's gonna catch a bullet real quick if you don't back up out of my room.
First of all,
and stop the bullshit.
First of all, with that, if you willingly say for instance, it's a guy and a female. Okay.
For those of you who are tuning in, you are tuning in with LaWanda, aka Leo to the Queen, and you're listening to Wess'up on K254. We are talking about the topic of no means no, you raped me. So the discussion is right now, if a man or woman, you're getting ready to be roommates with either one of these individuals, and after 3 months of living with them, they come knock on your door one night and it's like, okay, you live here for 3 months, you not have to pay anything, it's time for you to put out. What would you do? Now, if you want to comment on that, if you do have some feedback that you want to give us, be sure to call in at 254-300-1252. Again, that number is 254-300-1252. Now, go ahead, Larry, with your comment.
Nah, what you just said is like, if M party willingly go into the agreement saying, okay, look, we're going to move together, my deal is, I don't pay no bill, we're just going to have sex every now and then.
Okay, say they didn't mention sex. Say they don't mention, but they say you live with them, you're not paying anything.
because when we first talked about this
Okay.
conversation, it was different. When we first talked about this conversation, the agreement was the male or the female is going in the other part of the house willingly knowing, hey, look, every so often we gonna have sex. So you living here, I ain't gonna charge you no running, but every so often we gonna have sex. Then with that person willingly knowing what's going on there, now that's not rape. That's called an agreement. You agree to have sex while you live here. But now, if you don't, if I ain't said nothing to, if I haven't said nothing to you about no sex, and you been in my house 3 to 6 months, and I haven't never said nothing to you, and all of a sudden I just walking up, bass, hey, how you doing? Hey, look, it's time to pay up. Now that's rape. This ain't part of no agreement.
If she goes into the contract under the guise of every couple of months we're gonna have sex and that's gonna be your rent. Okay.
That's an agreement.
That's an agreement.
Okay, so
It's a
you
verbal
don't think
agreement.
that's being in duress, like you being coached into that?
Yeah,
No,
no,
because Shay, you don't have
You
nowhere
have a
else
choice to
live.
either live.
Well,
you have a choice to either live there or not.
then
You
she
got
can
somewhere
make
else
a
to live
choice.
at. It's just not here.
Okay.
And
Because
if
this
she don't
is-
have nowhere to go, then a woman who doesn't have a place to go and is not okay with that agreement won't move into
Won't
that
move in
situation.
because I already ain't got nowhere to go with. So what
So you're
else?
gonna go ahead and exchange sexual money or money for sex?
Some people will.
Some people
So
will.
you prostitute? That's what
Hey,
that is.
I don't think that's
Some
called
people will.
prostituting at that
Some people
time.
call it
If
making a
you're-
living.
Some people say it's survival.
That's right.
Yeah, I get it.
I'm doing what I got to do.
All right. So do you feel like because men are physically stronger, he should be able to keep someone from raping him?
Not necessarily,
not necessarily.
no.
Okay.
Because it's going to take over the same way it does a female. You're going to be in shock. Some people become paralyzed. Some people are just, they place themselves out of that situation so they don't have to go through it at the moment.
Okay.
Just like guys in prison. Some guys in prison who are raped, they just put themselves in another place in their mind. So,
Well, let me tell you, and this is the fact. 1.5% of all men have been raped, and 47% of bisexual men have experienced some form of unwanted sexual contact in their lifetime. Now, rape of females by male, this is, after doing some research, I came up with this. There was a case where the male rape victim was forced to engage in penetration from a female without his proper consent. They'll either give him drugs or they'll hold a gun to his head. So there's actually, Charlemagne the God actually had a situation like that happen not too long ago, to where him and the girl, they said they were going to have sex, right? So he took it upon himself to put, it's called Spanish fly in her drink, right? And so while he was, I guess, in there having sex with her, some other guys were trying to come in the room, but he told them, "Nah, y'all can't come in here and do her like that. Then that would be rape." Now, when I looked it up, when I went and I tried to research the information on that, and his story changed so much. One minute he's admitting to having sex with the girl, she's saying that he raped her, and then the next minute he's saying that he wasn't even in the building, right? So my question to y'all: if you and I say we're gonna have sex, right? We're drinking or whatever, and you put something in my drink, but you never told me that you put something in my drink. Is that rape or is that consent? Because at first we said we were gonna have sex. This was the plan.
that's still going to be considered rape.
Even if we
Yes.
agree that we're
We
gonna have
consented
sex.
to having sex. We didn't consent to me putting the thing.
We didn't consent to being drugged and having sex. Because at that point, if she's so drugged or he's so drugged, you can do whatever you want to them, and that
You take
can
advantage.
cause complications.
So you don't think that is a misunderstanding?
Hell no.
Because all he has to say is when we sat down and we talked about it.
But you didn't say, and then, right before all this happens, I'm going to put something in your drink, and you're not going to remember anything. What the hell?
So okay. So a lot of people say they have sex. They were so drunk they didn't know what they were doing, so they've had sex with a person. And let me get to this question: if a woman is drunk and a man has sex with her, who is taking advantage of whom?
He is taking advantage of her because when you're drunk, you cannot give consent for sex because you're under the influence, which alters your decision-making skills. So if that woman wanted to go to court and say, I didn't consent to us having sex, yeah, I was drinking with him and I was drunk, and he had sex with me, they're going to look at this dude and be like, she was drunk. You had sex with a drunk woman who couldn't consent to sex.
Well, okay, so I guess
And
you
even
got
if she
levels
was-
of drunkenness.
And now it's come under the flag that even if she consents under while she's drinking, consents to sex, she can still go back and say, I was so drunk I couldn't say no once we started. And it can still be considered rape. It's such a fine line that
It is. I agree.
I just wouldn't take the
So
chance.
I don't agree with that all the way.
Go ahead.
So question. So if me and a female having a couple of drinks, we talking, some people drink alcohol to bring the little wild side out of them.
Right.
To get them right.
Definitely.
So now we sitting there drinking alcohol, we getting each other right. I'm wrong for what transpired afterwards.
It could be misconstrued that way.
But y'all gotta have that conversation. That's why
It's almost like you have to have
both
written-
indulging in this.
Look, it's almost like you have to have written consent now.
for real to
Of
save
like,
your own life.
This is what's going down in this deal. This, and this will happen. Okay, cool. I'm cool with it. I mean, I feel bad for today's side. I feel bad for a long time ago when it wasn't nobody looked at it as rape. They just thought, well, you're asking for it, you were drinking with them, da da da. Both ways are wrong. But, you still have to have that consent.
Well,
Just to be on the
because
safe
that reminds me of Cosby's situation, right? Even though they just pressed charges and it was 30 years ago. If you, more than likely, you know of this person's reputation before you even start dealing with him, okay? So if you go to this man's house, whether it's Chris Brown, any artist, anybody that's high in status as far as being an entertainer, if you go to their house, their hotel room, wherever the hell they may be, and you know that they have this reputation, and you know that drugs may be involved, and you voluntarily go, to me, you should be held just as culpable as that man if something goes down. Because you knew what you were getting into, in my opinion.
It's like Weinstein, everything that went down with him. I totally stand behind these women who went up against him because he had a way of psychologically breaking you down to where you did it. Like, he worked on these women and worked on these women, With Cosby, it was like, I'm going to make your career, come to my house, I'm going to show you some pointers and some tips. By the way, while you're drinking what I made you, you're going to pass out and I'm going to do whatever I want to with you, or I'm just going to do whatever I want to with you because I'm who I am and I'm going to make or break your career. Somebody starting out, most of them were so young and influenced by him and where he stood in the industry,
So you feel like
It's still not
someone
right.
says because they have money, people will seek them out and purposely put themselves in a situation so that you just
I think
they'll
that
say he raped me.
I think some women think, oh, he's not really going to do anything. People can talk, and a lot of women take his side. Saying, it was just all talk. Those women, it was just all talk. Maybe they advanced in him and he turned them down, so now they're screaming rape, which some women do too, which is shitty. So they go up there thinking, this is a good man, I see him on TV, he's a great guy, but he's not going to do this. Then bam, they're caught in that situation.
What about okay? Go ahead.
I'm not going to say that Bill Cosby didn't do it. I'm not going to say he did do it because I don't know.
I don't know when they're...
I'm going to say one thing though, because I've seen situations where when people got that kind of status, and when you don't really got to have that kind of status, you just got money. You don't matter what you fancy about. You just got the money. You surround yourself with people that just greedy as hell. And some people actually try to get at you just for that money. You know what I mean? And to me, how I look at it, cause I look at it like this right here. You got $100 million. $100 million, I can buy whatever I want. If I want you, you put a price tag on it, I pay for it if I want it. Just bottom line. But I don't, me personally, I don't see, that's just me, I don't see a person of that caliber with that kind of money just
Being reckless.
doing
No,
that.
we see it all the time. We see it all the
I do
time.
think that a lot of times when you have a certain status, you do become reckless because you feel like your money is going to get you out of
And
those
you think that
situations.
you are so untouchable because it
Yes.
has happened with multiple women
Yes.
for so many years that nothing's ever going to happen to you. You're going to walk in that court and be like, hey, me, look at me, I'm a great guy. You see me on TV, I'm good.
Yeah.
That's like the Charlamagne the God situation you were just talking about. At the time, the girl was supposed to be 15, and Charlamagne the God was supposed to be like 20, 22 or something like that.
And that's statutory rape.
That's statutory rape.
But look, the female parents knew of their relationship. The female parents done met this guy. So with
Well,
that
it is
being
state by
said,
state,
somebody done allowed something to go on.
What
So
is
It is state by state.
I see.
This
Hold
is the
on.
state
Let
of
me.
Texas. You can have consensual sex if your parents say it's okay at 15.
But listen, what I'm saying is, your family's struggling. You coming from nothing. The man out, this dude got so going for himself, he got a little so going, he's showing you a little attention. Now, if you 15, if my 15-year-old daughter walked through the door with a dude I don't approve of,
Hell
I'm
no.
letting you know off rip and up front, I don't approve of this. This is not going down. I'm not going to allow you to go hang out with him as best friend if I don't approve of that. So with that being said, some of that situation made me feel like really it could have went down like that because shit, nigga, y'all allowed this to go on. Y'all knew she liked
Yeah,
it. Y'all knew I liked her.
Because
This
that
is
happened with
consensual.
R. Kelly.
You
They
feel what I'm
was
saying?
parents
This
knew,
is
but then
consensual.
after the fact, they were like, no, he was holding my daughter
No.
against her will. They had this cult.
How am I holding your daughter against their will and you know
You done been
of
to
me?
man, you done been to your house, like
Multiple
How do you
times.
like I'm forcing something you know of me?
Ask them if could she live with him, and they were like, sure.
See, and now they crying rape
Because they got that status and they got that money, okay, he like her, he gonna take care of her. We took care, we good, girl, you stay right there. You
What
stay in
kind
that
of,
bed.
those parents should be held accountable for anything that ever happened to that.
But I think there's a lot of people who deserve culpability and all of that. But let me move on. Did y'all know that some male victims, including underage children, if they have been forced to, they are forced to pay child support if the attacker ends up conceiving a baby
Right.
I think
as a
that's
result of that
crazy.
attack.
Yeah.
So you rape me and I'm male and I gotta pay you child support because you got pregnant.
Oh man, that's crazy.
I think that's-
Or I raped you. No, a lot of times the woman doesn't want to keep the baby.
yeah,
So
that's
rape.
true. 'Cause that's a
Yeah,
horrible
but-
reminder of what you
Yeah.
were put through.
Yeah.
Man, when somebody make you pay for something that when intentionally did.
What you mean intentionally?
And it's
I'm
sad
saying,
because
you
that
didn't get
child.
pregnant intentionally, it was forced upon you.
Okay.
And now you're gonna look. That man's gonna look at that child every day like
That's
this
how
happens to me,
kids
just like she
end up-
would if she
Yeah,
was
this is
raped
forced
as a
on
baby.
you.
She's looking at that baby all the time. Maybe
Like
some
I-
people think it's a blessing. Some women are like, you're a horrible reminder of all the
That
traumatic
happened,
events
yeah.
that I went through.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So can women rape other women?
Yes.
Yes.
Now, would you call it rape or being sodomized? If a woman uses an object, is it still rape?
It's
or
sodomized
is it-
if
or
there's
it's
an
not
object involved.
interchangeable?
If there's an object involved, it's being sodomized.
Okay, and
Sodomy, rape, it's all the same.
yeah, it really is. Now, per my research, assault by forcible stimulation of a female genitalia by a female perpetrator is possible by digital manipulation. So for those who don't know what digital, that's the fingers. Oral sex, strap-ons, or dildos, or any other foreign object, or tribalism. So all of those constitutes being sodomized or being raped. Now, according to the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, found that 43.8% of lesbians reported having been raped, physically abused, or stalked at some point by an intimate partner. Of these, 67.4% reported the perpetrator or perpetrators as being exclusively female. You see how high that percentage is? 67.4%
That is
were raped by other
crazy.
females.
That is crazy.
That in that same survey, approximately 1 in 8 lesbians reported having been raped in their lifetime, but the sex of their rapist was not reported. So a lot of people aren't reporting it because, one, how serious are police going to take it if a woman's been raped by another woman, or a man's been raped by another man? They're not going to take it that seriously, so they feel embarrassed. They feel like they're going to be judged, and so they don't want to report it.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
That's true.
Let's go to the, now we kind of hit on the date rape. If a man or woman is intoxicated and have sex with a sober person who took advantage of whom, we've already hit on that. Let's see. Can you be raped in the marriage?
Yes, you can. Let me answer that because that happened to me, and I said no. I wasn't feeling well. Get off me. Stop. And he didn't because his excuse was, "You're my wife. You're supposed to do this."
It's like you're obligated because
Yes.
we're married.
And that made me even more sick to my stomach because it just felt like this was somebody I didn't know anymore, and it felt like it was a monster, and I felt so much more violated and so much more ashamed, and I told nobody for 14 years.
Is it because you, now is it rape or is it obligation? Are you, because some people will look at it as you're obligations, your wifely duties. So is it rape?
It was rape. I told him no. Get off me. You're hurting me. I don't want to do this. I don't feel good.
So why
And when
have...
because he held me down, and that was what the cops told me.
That's
He held
Yeah.
me down.
Yeah, yeah.
That's great.
To you, okay, so the fact is nearly 1 in 10 women have experienced rape by an intimate partner in their lifetime.
Yep.
Okay.
You usually know the
I'm
person
gonna say
who's
this.
Yeah.
gonna rape
Being
you.
a man, we do feel like, hey, when we come to our woman, we're gonna say, hey, look,
But if you don't do it, somebody else will. So that's
But
manipulation. That's like,
that's not,
spit it out, spit it out.
it's like, that's, we feel as when we come ask, we want it, we should be able to get it, because if you come ask, you should be able to get you. But in the same phrase, if one other party say no, then no.
And that's what it is. I don't care if I'm married to you. If I do not feel like having sex with you, don't force me, because we won't be married for long, honey. Now, let me ask you, how does a rape victim act? Because the thing is, a lot of people think if you don't report that rape, that alleged rape, then you really weren't raped.
You can't
So
say
how,
how
is there a certain
rape
behavior that one should look out for a rape?
No.
Someone who says a rape?
No, because I'm sorry. Everybody goes through traumatic incidents, and they deal with them in their own certain ways. Just like grief, some people don't cry, some people do. Some people just enclose themselves. It's the same way as being raped. You're gonna deal with it. How the chemicals in your body and your brain is gonna allow you to deal with it, and that's fine. Any way you deal with it is fine.
Okay, say I said I was raped, right? But then say a week after, I'm going on dates with other people and I'm just laughing and kicking like
Well,
nothing
we have
happened.
in psychological,
Huh?
That's still doesn't say you didn't get raped.
Right.
But some people may feel like
you're
that.
compartmentalizing
Like you would kind
what
of,
happened to you.
yeah, like you would be withdrawn if you went through this traumatic event. So I think it's fair to, we're obligated to let people know there's not a specific look, a specific action that goes along with being a rape victim.
That's right.
You know, so y'all have anything to add to that? Like, okay. Now,
I don't
go ahead.
think it's no specific way of acting, because like she said, everybody will act different.
Yeah. Some may laugh, some may cry. They may show other emotions like being really mean.
Over partying,
Mhm,
drinking, just trying to have a good time no matter what's going on, or constantly trying to keep that party going. So they don't be in that silence and think about it.
So with that being said, and for those of you who are tuning in, we are having the topic of you rape me, does no really mean no, okay? Now, if we're determining whether somebody's been raped or if no means no, that would mean that people know right from wrong when they do initiate or commit an act of sex or sexual assault. Even in the military, sexual assault is
yes.
prevalent, but a lot of times it goes unreported because people
Definitely
start to
does.
mistreat you. Now that did happen to me when I was in the military. I was sexually assaulted, but it was more verbally, like all you need is a good and then you'll be okay. You know, I think
I hit somebody with a wrench real quick.
a lot of people get it twisted, so everybody kind of turned against me. Like, they even start, well, I feel like I'm prettier than her, so why did he didn't do that to me? And I'm like, what difference does it make what you look like? If somebody, like you said, if they see something and they want it, that's what it is. It doesn't
Right,
matter
right.
what you look like, what you're built like,
Exactly.
that's irrelevant.
If you want it, you're going to try.
Yeah.
The Security of Defense said, we see the increase in rates of reporting as an indicator of continued trust in our response and support systems. From Elizabeth Van Winkle. In November, 200 women working in the national security system signed a letter entitled Me Too, NatSec, stating that this is also a problem that they face within the Pentagon and other higher-up DoD jobs.
Because people feel like they can do it and get away with it. You're not going to say
Right.
it because you want that position.
Right. And they're so scared of the backlash. Now,
Yes.
you know, the bad thing about rape is they just recently, within the last 8 years, stopped the whole time that you're allowed to report a rape. So I think that's why a lot of these women with Cosby came forward, because
Yeah.
you used to have a statute of limitations for reporting rape. Now that doesn't exist.
So there's no but I know, what was that? We were looking when we were researching at Charlemagne and God, in California, they did have a statute of limitations, but I guess since then it has changed, so she was able to reopen that case, and it had been 15 years later. she wanted to reopen it. But again, now he's saying he didn't do anything. Before, this video that says where he admitted that he didn't have sex with the girl. But if you put a date rape drug, Spanish fly in this woman drinking, you didn't tell her that is rape, honey.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the fact is, 2 to 8% of rapes are falsely reported, the same percentage as for other felonies. So it's not, there's not a high percentages of false allegations.
I've seen some false allegations.
I mean, we see those very few and far between. We do see those. And we think, oh, well, this must happen a lot because we're seeing just those cases and we're not seeing the statistics of who's falsely accusing and who's not falsely accusing. They don't bring those statistics up when they're saying, oh, she wrongly accused him, but they don't say this is the statistic behind that.
But then even those statistics, they're not going to be accurate because what about the homeless people?
And you have people who aren't going to participate in this.
People who don't report,
People who don't report. Those people who don't report, they imbalance the statistics anyway.
Okay, so the next one, at what age does a person know right from wrong? Now, what is the Texas age of consent? The Texas age of consent is 17 years old. In the United States, the age of consent is the minimum age at which an individual is considered legally old enough to consent to participation in sexual activity. Individuals aged 16 or younger in Texas are not legally able to consent to sexual activity, and such activity may result in prosecution for statutory rape.
Right.
Now, also, Texas statutory rape law is violated when a person has consensual sexual intercourse with an individual under the age of 17. While there is no close in age exemption, defenses exist when the offender was no more than 3 years older than the victim and of the opposite sex. Sexual intercourse between an employee of a school and a student is also prohibited. So you always see in the news where there's a lot of teachers having sex with underage children, and it's 18 and below actually. 18, 17, that's still considered statutory rape. Now, but a lot of people feel like that's okay because I love him, he loves me. But if that is the age of consent where they don't really know what they're doing,
at the age,
you're an adult,
right?
You're
At the age of 2.
You're an adult.
16,
You're the adult in that situation. You're the adult in that situation, and that is a child in that school.
So
high school, 18 or not.
Okay, so
she does know better.
So let me ask you a question. So what's the difference?
And him.
Okay, so what's the difference between a 16-year-old? They know the difference between right or wrong consenting to having sex with a 30-year-old teacher, then a 30-year-old teacher consenting to have sex with an 80-year-old partner. What's the difference? Both of them grown.
Because they're both past the age of legal consent.
Yes. If you are under 18.
If you just say the age limit of legal consent is at an age where the person can verbally, when you say they can verbally, or how you had it, verbally consent to having sex. So if I'm old enough and I'm 15 years old and I verbally consent to having sex, that means shit, I'm old enough to have sex.
But you're not the age of consent in that state. It's got to be up to that state. Because, like, your parents can press charges against what happened.
Yeah.
And that's going to stand because you're a minor.
Yeah, but like, I was looking at a case like that in Florida a while back. It was been a while back where a teacher and a student, they had an actual relationship. They had an actual relationship.
Oh, yeah.
It was crazy because she got charged, she went to jail and everything, but they still together.
Well, they're divorced now. But
they got married?
Yeah, they got married and they had more kids, but they just recently were divorced.
That's
but
crazy.
they're still a partnership.
Okay, how old was he?
He was 12, 13.
So if
Like, I'm
that's crazy,
I cannot
about 12, 13.
find young kids at
That's
that
crazy.
age that's my children's age attractive. For the life of me, I can't even see how people
Well,
do
her
it.
defense was, and there's a documentary on this on Netflix, and I don't remember what it's called, but her defense was, she got married at a young age. She was always her husband was her only man she ever slept with. She was going through a divorce. They were going through something in their relationship and their marriage, and I think they were divorcing.
Well,
And I'm not condoning it. I'm just saying what she said.
Yeah.
And she was feeling like low self-esteem.
Well, what does that have
And
to do
he
with this
kept coming
child?
up to her and handing her notes saying, I think you're beautiful, I love you, I want to kiss you, I know you know that, I know you want to kiss me too. And every day she said that she was like, oh, this is a child, this is a child. And she goes, and one day she was sitting in her car, I guess, and
They
he
made a
came to
movie
talk.
about it.
Yeah, he came
Yeah.
to talk to her, and he bleeded and he kissed her, and she said, I didn't stop him.
Look, she has a moral obligation
Right.
as the adult.
Yeah.
watching over your children.
If I send my child to school thinking that they're supposed to be protected while they're at school, and you took it upon yourself as an adult, female or male, to have sex with my minor child, I'm going to tear you up so much. We're going to have to worry about going to court.
There will be no court because they'll stand there smiling.
Listen, that's crazy. Now, what were you saying there?
I'm not 12-year-old man. That's right. But what I'm saying, I'm just saying is like I'm just like a high school student, man. 9 times out of 10, the high school student I really like teaching. Like I was like, man, when I was in school, man, I had a teacher that I was in 6th, 7th grade. I'd have died to have a piece. Man,
I can almost see it. I can understand the question. But when you cross that line to have sex or to kiss this minor child,
and that's fine. He can have those as a child. He can have those feelings. And because he's going through the hormonal changes, he can have those feelings and he can lust after her and he can say things to her. It is her job as the adult in this situation to say, I'm flattered, please stop. It's not appropriate, I don't want this. And it's her job to go to the dean of the school and say, we're having an issue, we need to address this. Because I wouldn't want to get caught up and lose my job over some kids going home.
Go to the dean, like, if you got a situation.
That there needs to be a parental meeting with them and to let them know, hey, your son is, verbally saying these things to me, writing these things to me, and
I don't think they'll report that.
Because it's like a notch on your belt. You got the big man driver that you can pull a woman of a certain age. And that's.
But it's not just that. If I'm a student and the teacher got something going on.
Say what now?
If I'm a student and the teacher got something going on.
But look, that's so selfish. Why would you even put that? If you like that woman like you state, why would you put her in a situation that can not only make her lose her job, make her go to jail? So you really don't care that much.
When they find out we got something going on, it's gonna be too late. We're gonna have children and everything.
Look, see,
y'all been talking.
Well, let me put this in there. At least 1 in 4 women are raped by the time they turn 44, and that number has not budged. For 10 years, the number keeps going up and up and up. And that's a very sad fact that we have to now teach our children, it's not okay to rape. Don't rape. Don't touch without consent.
Don't touch her booty, don't pull her hair, don't touch her.
I mean, you basically have to do that. And then it's so sad, like, okay, let me give you something. In the Army, there was a ranger who was, a girl filed charges against him, sexual assault and rape charges against him. And you know what? They said, well, we can't do anything right now because he's in ranger school. So we'll have to wait. We'll have to wait and charge him when he gets out of ranger school. And guess what never happened to this guy? He was never charged, and he went up in rank, and he is still in the military today.
That is crazy.
She's out of the Army.
The military drops the ball a lot when it comes to sexual trauma. Well, in my specific situation, they were on there like white on rice. They, even after I got out or went to my duty station, they were calling me obsessively. It's the victims hotline. And just while I'm speaking on that, if there's anybody, if you know of anybody who has actually experienced sexual trauma or rape and they're too afraid to come out, there's an organization called Texas Association Against Sexual Assault. They have a line of 1-844-303-7233. You can go to their email address at or their website, www.legalaidforsurvivors.org. And there's other ways to contact them. They have a local number, because this is out of Austin, at 512-474-7190. But let me just ask you guys, do you think it's the responsibility of the parent, so the parent of the child, to know the whereabouts of their child and to know what they're doing and to educate them on, not touch, don't rape, rape is not okay. Even if your little Jimmy's wet, you're still wet behind the ears, but you just want this woman, the moral and ethical dilemma of once you cross certain boundaries, certain lines, do you think that's the parent's responsibility?
It is the parent's responsibility.
Yes.
It is. A lot of sex ed has been taken completely out of the house, and the parents are putting it solely on the school system, and that's not correct. Can I go ahead and give the Veterans Crisis Line? It's 1-800-273-8255. If you have been raped or sexually assaulted, you can also call this number as a vet, and they will connect you to the right people very quickly, and they are great at their job.
Yes, and a lot of people, and do y'all have any final words on this topic in regards to any messages you want to send out?
No, please, no.
always get consent, and if you're not sure of your situation, just back off.
It's
Be
not-
the man or be the woman and say, okay, we're going to handle this next time when everybody's sober. And teach your children at home about sex too, and about inappropriate touching, and leave that line of communication open so your children can come to you and talk to you about anything.
Yes, and I'm going to add to that. And Destiny said it starts at home first. The
Right.
conversation must be had with our children. Yeah, I do believe it's always going to start at home because that is your first
Line
your
of
child's
defense.
first influence is that
Right.
mommy, that daddy. But if daddy's saying, yeah, you got that older woman, go on, try to tap that. You are wrong, boo-boo. I'm just letting you know right now.
And your daughters
No,
are
no,
listening.
No means no. If a woman does not give you consent, and for men, if a man does not give you consent, I don't care how fine you think he is, do not touch him. Save yourself, save your life, and stay out of jail. Keep your hands to yourself, because at the end of the day, you are the only one that can control your behavior. I can't tell this woman or this man what to do. They have to be cognizant and have the wherewithal to just control themselves. I don't care what you wear, but if you know somebody who has had sexual trauma or who has been raped, reach out and talk to someone. We did give you the 1-800 numbers and the local numbers. The one you got Safe House in Austin. You got again, it's Texas Association Against Sexual Assault. You got the Veterans Crisis Line. So reach out and touch someone. Reach out and talk to somebody. You are not alone. There's a whole lot of us that go through this, and you may not know who's standing beside you and what they have gone through. So definitely don't be judging them. Don't think about the fact that you may look better than that. Has zero to do with anything. If a person wants you, they want you, but y'all don't have to report that. Be a friend to your friends, honey. But once again, I am LaWanda, aka Neo to the Queen, and we have
Elisa Herkman.
and you're listening to That's What's Up on K254 Radio, baby. With every step, success is possible, honey. Thank you for tuning in. Holla.